In this video, I'm going to rank every single letter B item in Fortnite history from worst to best. This is every single item, weapon, vehicle, whatever in Fortnite history that starts with the letter B. And as you guys know, this is the second video in this series where I will be ranking all of them in Fortnite history for every letter of the alphabet. So of course, if you missed part A, go check it out because now we're on part B. And remember, the last episode will be ranking all the weapons and items that place number 1 for each letter. With that all being said, I've got nothing left to say here. Be sure to use code TYFRYZ in the Fortnite item shop, and let's get right into this ranking video. At number 54 is going to be the Bow Specialist Augment, and I should just mention here, we're going to blow through these bottom couple here, because if I were to talk about every single item for a minute, this video would be an hour long, and I don't want that to be the case. This is just an augment that I was never taking. I don't need anything to really enhance my bows. They are arguably the worst class of weapon. At number 53 is the Birthday Medallion. It would just give you like periodic balloons over time. This is not the 8th Birthday Medallion found in Blitz, and yeah, it's just not a good medallion at all. At number 52 is the Banana. At 51 is the Bluefish Angler Augment. At 50 is the Bouncy Egg. And at 49 are Bottle Rockets. Bottle Rockets are genuinely one of the worst items in Fortnite history. Like, genuinely, they are so bad. I don't know if there's ever been an item that's actually this hard to do damage to somebody with, like the Bottle Rockets. Absolutely absurd. You'll see it in the gameplay. These things suck. At 48 is Birthday Cake. At 47 are Bandages. And at 46 are Balloons. Yeah, unfortunately, they're fun to use, right? They're a meme item, but balloons are not practical whatsoever, especially in, let's say, a meta like right now, where you have first-person assault rifles everywhere. You will get absolutely incinerated. At number 45 is the Bandage Bazooka, and to be honest with you, this is like an underrated, really bad item, right? Like, this thing is terrible. 2 inventory slots to only heal you white heals, right? Like, why would you waste 2 inventory slots on that, right? Just take a medkit. I don't need to hear, oh, you know what, you can use on your teammate, just throw your teammate a medkit, right? Like, man, this item stinks. This is really bad. At 44 is the Big Bush Bomb. At 43 is the Blizzard Grenade. At 42 is the Bloodhound Augment, and at 41 is the Boom Billy from Fortnitemares. It's a totally fine item, right? Like, it's whatever. I'm not really going to hold it in my inventory. I'll throw them out and let them track somebody, right? They're essentially just homing missiles. They're a serviceable item, but really can't put them much higher on this list. At number 40 is the Business Turret. At 39 is Black Panther's Kinetic Armor. And at 38 is the Boombox. And I promise you guys, we will start to slow down very soon. I just want to blow through these items that really I have nothing to talk about. If you've never used the Boombox, you are not alone, because this item is extremely rare. It was only in the game towards that end of chapter 1 mark. Just destroys all the builds. I don't think it's as overpowered as people think it is, but again, I talk more about the Boombox in the video I just released talking about every musician item, so go check that video out to hear me talk more in depth about this one. At number 37 is the Bush Warrior Augment. At 36 is the Banana of the Gods, and at 35 are bars, right? That's gold bars. So yes, of course, technically they're called bars, which is why it's allowed to be on this list, but we all call it gold, right? And gold was supposed to be a currency essentially in game, and I think they had bigger plans for gold than what we see in the game today, right? I mean, you'll always find yourself with max gold, right? And all you can really use it for is to buy stuff from NPCs or hire NPCs. Some of the like OXR HQ locations will have items that you can buy with gold, and the most important thing is that you can buy your teammates' reboot cards back with gold. It's totally fine. I just never find myself being like, oh man, like I wish I had more gold. Like, oh, let's go kill this guy so I can get his gold, right? And I think that's what they kind of wanted it to be like. Anyways, at number 34 is the Bush, and the Bush is very good because it can withstand a shot from anything. It can withstand a sniper shot, a pump shot that would have done 200 damage to your head. It'll do 0. That's insanely valuable, right? The Bush, you should always put it on every single time you find it. It's actually a pretty good item, even though it's kind of a meme. At 33 are Birthday Presents. At 32 is Batman's Grapnel Gun from Season X. And at 31 is the Boom Sniper Rifle. So this is like the first, well, like I would say pure weapon on this list, right? And yeah, it's just not good, right? It's just not a good sniper rifle. I would almost take every other sniper rifle in Fortnite history over this thing. It's just there's little to no reward for hitting a headshot, hitting a body. It's no, I don't want this thing. At number 30 is the Burst SMG from Season 9, and at 29 is Bender's Shiny Metal Ray Gun, and at 28 is the Blitz Chains of Hades. So this is a really interesting one because, of course, we're doing the letter B, which means all the Blitz exclusive items that have Blitz in front, well, they all start with B, so they'll be on this list. And I gotta make it clear here, I don't really play Blitz that much, so I'm trying to do my best to rank these based off of gameplay and like, you know, Reddit threads and commentary that I've seen from other people. And to me, it seems like this thing is just a slightly better version of the regular Chains of Hades, so that's why it gets where it is on this list. At number 27 are Bouncers, and at 26 is the Blade Blaster from Chapter 6, Season 4. What a forgettable weapon. I promise you, in 3 to 4 years, you will look back on this season and you'll be like, wait, the Blade Blaster, what was that thing? It got so lost in the commotion of like Megazord being added to the game that many people actually didn't even know it was in this season, and that's because really nobody was using it. It's incredibly forgettable. It's just not really a good pistol. At 25 is the Bug Blaster. At 24 is the BARMST-12 Scatter Blaster. At 23 is the Base Boost, and at 22 is the Burst Quad Launcher. The Burst Quad Launcher is fine, right? Like, it's not my go-to explosive weapon. Like, I could probably name 5 or 10 more explosive weapons I'd rather have than this thing, but like, it gets the job done, right? Especially because you only use 1 rocket in your ammo, but actually 2 come out of the weapon. That's actually pretty good. You're basically getting double value. At number 21 is the Burst Assault Rifle from Chapter 1. At 20 is the Burst Assault Rifle from Chapter 2. And at 19 is the Burst Pulse Rifle. And this is where the list is going to slow down because now we're getting into some of the top tier weapons on this list. The Burst Pulse Rifle is an interesting one because it hasn't been back in a super long time, but you get the ability to do a ton of really good damage in a first shot accuracy form in, of course, a burst, but then you get fully auto from the hip. So really, it's just the best of both worlds. And at number 18 is the Ballistic Shield. And I'm trying my best. You know, I've been playing a little bit more zero build to you know, kind of help with my rankings to see from both point of views. And I will say at heart, I am a builds player where the Ballistic Shield is essentially useless, but in zero build, it's going to be tough to find an item that's going to give you more utility than this one. So I tried to balance out the two, and that's why it is where it is on this list. And number 17 is the Boogie Bomb. The Boogie Bomb is incredible, right? The Boogie Bomb is so good. I feel like it didn't really have its full value until, you know, cars really became a big part of the meta. And then all of a sudden it's like, you've got to have a Boogie Bomb, right? You could take anybody out of their car. Again, another item that I actually just ranked in my ranking every music item video. So go check that video out to hear me talk more about the Boogie Bomb. But I promise you, this is not the only Boogie Bomb on this list. At number 16 is the Bolt Action Sniper Rifle. It's a classic. It's a good weapon. There's really nothing to complain about here. You get a one-shot headshot. You get over 100 damage to the body. That's what you're looking for a bolt action sniper. It's always been like a top 10 sniper rifle. We've seen better, right? We've seen the Reaper. We've seen the Season 5 heavy sniper. And honestly, I think the semi-auto beats this thing out, but regardless, still a great weapon. At number 15 is the Blitz Reveal Medallion. And I don't even know why they really called it this. It's literally Emma Frost Reveal Medallion. You know what you're getting here. Infinite recon. It'll ping over time. I've got really nothing else to say here. It doesn't take up an inventory slot and you get infinite recon. That's great. At number 14 is the Buried Treasure. And the Buried Treasure is always very difficult for me to rank because you don't really know what you're getting, right? I mean, you get 1 legendary item, you get 3 legendary items. What are those legendary items going to be? I mean, what season are you in? That's going to determine how good the weapons are going to be in the Buried Treasure chest. And there's not even a guarantee that you're actually going to find the Buried Treasure map, right? You could pick it up and it could be in Storm. But if everything goes right and you get the Buried Treasure, you're probably not going to complain, right? And let's say minimum 3 legendary items, you're never going to complain about that, are you? And number 13 is the Blitz Grapple Blade. And again, this is the mythic version of the Grapple Blade from Blitz, and it's fine. The Grapple Blade is a good mobility item. The mythic version, of course, the Blitz version is just a better version of that. At number 12 is the Blitz Kneecapper, and I thought the Kneecapper was already really good, but this Blitz version makes it so that you use a lot less durability per use, right? And so I think that's very valuable. And again, please, if I'm missing anything about these Blitz weapons, somebody who plays that game mode a lot, please let me know in the comment section down below. I think I did pretty adequate research, but of course, I could be missing something. And number 11 is Blitz Boss Ninja's Trash Launcher. So of course, this is the first of several Blitz Boss Ninja items, and I feel like the Trash Launcher is the worst, right? Of course, you're in a zero build game mode where this item exists, right? So why would you really use this item? I don't really see it, especially with how much mobility is in that game mode. It's just, I don't know, right? Like, I don't see the value here. Please let me know if I'm missing something. In a builds mode, sure, this thing's great, but in a zero builds mode, I'm not too convinced. And number 10 is Blitz Boss Ninja's Blue Goo Gun. And again, right, like, you're in a zero build game mode. Is this necessarily the weapon you want to have? I don't really know. I mean, the explosive goo gun is good, and this is just a buffed version of that, right? If you're hit by the goo, you actually slow your movement speed, so you kind of get stuck in it. It's definitely better than the Trash Launcher, but I don't know by how much. And number 9 is Blitz Boss Ninja's Viper Assault Rifle. So as you can see with the trend here, I'm just going to rank all the Blitz Boss Ninja weapons together here. It just makes the best. They were all barely in the game together and they were all out at the same time. This is a suppressed scar, but every time you hit somebody, it kind of does poison damage to them. And besides the fact that, yeah, poison damage over time is good, it actually kind of double acts as recon, right? Because every time you hit somebody, let's say they go hide in a bush, you can see the damage number tick above their head, so you kind of know where they are. And zero build or not, this weapon still gets good usage. I don't know if I could say the same thing about the two other Blitz boss weapons. At number 8 is Blitz Boss Ninja's Get Good Shotgun. So this is the prime shotgun, but it works reverse of the prime shotgun, where the last bullet in a clip actually does more damage. Whereas, of course, the regular prime shotgun, the first bullet does more damage. So you can like kind of make this work, right? Like you can try to enter a gunfight with 0 and then, you know, reload right before you're about to shoot and then get that big shot. I don't know. It doesn't really work. But at the same time, like I am a big fan of the prime shotgun. And so I think if you are good at using the prime shotgun, you're probably gonna be fine with this weapon. It's just its gimmick isn't as good as just the regular prime shotgun's one. At number 7 is Blitz Boss Ninja's More Movement Bomb. Okay, so this is the boogie bomb that will send you up in the air. If you remember, actually, very briefly, they made it so that it would send you like way, way, way up in the air, like literally 400 meters in the air, and you would die to fall damage. But that's not the one we're talking about. This is essentially just a better version of the regular boogie bomb. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't actually think that you can boogie bomb yourself using this item. Again, please let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on that, but as long as that is the case, that makes sense why this item is so high up. And number 6 is the boom bow, and honestly, I think I can confidently say I would rather just have the legendary boom bow from season 8 than I would any of the Blitz boss mythics that I just mentioned. The boom bow is so good. It is a silent assassin in the right hands. It is just as good as a sniper rifle, probably even better, and it uses shotgun shells as well, so no complaints here from me. At number 5 is the Blitz rocket ram. This is a mythic version of the rocket ram. The rocket ram, you know what, it's whatever, it's okay. But this version does 200 damage when you're falling out of the air. That's absolutely insane. It's almost like a portable mythic goldfish. Now, I will say, players in this game mode have the overclock shield. They have 250 health, so you won't necessarily get one-shotted by this. And it's not the easiest to actually, you know, direct impact somebody, but if you do, you're hitting 200 damage. That's absolutely absurd. I think this thing deserves to be inside the top 5. At number 4 is Brutus's minigun. And I'm telling you guys, they introduce all these fancy Blitz items, but I'm still taking Brutus's minigun. It's an absolute behemoth of a weapon, just rips through builds. You can use it as an AR, you can use it as an SMG, screw it. You know, you can use it as a shotgun too, just jump into somebody's box. Of course, RG's minigun is a little bit better, but don't forget about Brutus's minigun. I mean, even in Lawless, right, when this thing came back, it was a great weapon. Moving into our top 3 here today, guys, we've got Baron's Double Down Pistol. Man, you want to talk about an absolute truck of a weapon. It is one of the best Fortnite weapons of all time, right? Not to mention just pistols, right? It absolutely dominates the pistol category. The Mammoth pistol never really needed a buff, right? And the one thing that was bad about the Mammoth pistol was that you had to reload after every single shot. So for this weapon, they're like, let's give it a huge buff and make it so you can shoot 2 shots before reloading. That is absolutely absurd. This weapon is so good and deserves to be here. At number 2 is the Blitz Pump Shotgun. Guys, I can't believe I'm saying this. First of all, I didn't even know that a mythic version of the Pump Shotgun exists. That just goes to show kind of how out of the loop I am with Blitz. But this thing does 137 damage, right? You're talking about one of the best shotguns of all time territory, right? The Enhanced Havoc Pump Shotgun does 138 damage. So, I mean, when you think about it that way, the Enhanced Havoc Pump Shotgun is one of the best shotguns of all time. So, of course, this weapon should be right up there with it. Of course, it's got a little asterisk above it because it's only in Blitz. It's not in regular Battle Royale, but for this list, we're counting everything, and this thing is insane. But it's not at the number 1 spot, and I've got a hint for you guys. The number 1 spot is not a weapon at all. At number 1 today, guys, is the Brute from Season X. Yes, the Brute vehicle. I am as surprised as the rest of you guys because I was always calling this thing the mech. I mean, yes, I knew it was the Brute, but everyone calls them mechs, right? So then when I was doing research for this video, I'm like, oh my god, the Brute. This thing should be here, and it's going to be at number 1. Up until, I would say, the Chapter 5 Season 3 cars, this was the best vehicle of all time. It is easily still in the top 3 vehicles we've ever seen. We will never see a vehicle like this ever again. A vehicle operated by 2 people that's got rocket launchers, can stomp on people, and it's got shotguns. I mean, look, at this point, this is essentially what like the transformation mythics are now, right? It's kind of insane to think about it that way. But the Brute is absolutely absurd. And again, I know it's a vehicle. It's going up against weapons and items, but for me, this was easily at the number 1 spot today. Alrighty, folks, I hope you went on to enjoy that video. If you did, consider leaving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to see me rank next. If there's anything you think I forgot in this video, also be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And if you comment something that I definitely forgot, I will let you know where it should have ranked in this video. Thank you so much for all the support recently. It's been absolutely crazy. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, peace.